Hello, guys, and welcome back to class. I must say I'm really impressed by your assignment. I'm impressed by your analysis. So, guys, welcome back to class. So, I'll make this very brief. I don't want this video to be too extremely long so that it won't bore us. So, right now we'll be talking about fundamentals of um, Corel Draw. So now we are on Corel Draw. I just opened the Corel Draw. So I just opened our CorelDRAW application software. So now what you first get is your welcome screen, and this is your welcome screen. Welcome screen in your welcome screen, you're gonna see your recent document, recent design that you've made so far, and all that you're gonna see. But as yours will be blank because you haven't done anything yet, you might just be seeing stuff like this, like a practice image or something that was yours might be displaying. And once we are here, once us let of us know new document. This plus icon serve as new document. So anything we want to create, we start with a name. If it's flyer design wants to do, we start with a flyer design, and we can select the number of pages we want. It can be one, it can be two, but let's leave it one for now. Primary color mode, we talk about primary color, we talked about color in the first in some previous videos. So here we have CMYK, we have RGB. CMYK is for print. If wants to design for, it is for screen visual, for social media or for digital media, we select RGB. So we also talk about page size. If we do not have an actual page for our design, yes, for our design or whatever thing we're designing for, we can as well just choose a custom or A4 size, just the literally A4 paper that we have in our offices. So if we select A4 size, it's going to give us our A4 size, and we can work on them. And choose inches. If whatever size we are choosing or we are measuring, we make sure that we also it is equal size. If what we are measuring, the document or the project we want to do is in feet, we'll put our set our measurement to feet. If it is inches, we set it to inches. So like in our A4 document, we have the 8 by 11 inches. So our orientation also talks about the landscape or the portrait that we want our design to be. Do not worry, even with all this, they can also be changed later in the document property bar. So the resolution normally that we works with is the 300 dpi. So I will just click OK. So once I click the OK, we are we are on the document now, which we talked about. So our project or title bar. So this is the title bar here, flyer design. So under our title bar, we also have our menu bar. These are called menu bar. Fly from file to help. They are our menu bar, and they also contains tools, tables, text, you see, bitmap, effects, objects, layouts, view, edit, and file. So file is also part of, as we're working, we make sure we save. So we use save, Control S, saving. And if save as is another different method of saving our documents, just like the usual way on Microsoft Word when we are typing and we our changes to affect or to be affected in the previous document that we are on. We just want to make a new duplicate of the document, so we use the save as instead. We also have our acquire image, save as template, export for web, send to, and all that. We will be discussing all that later as we go on the training. Our edit also contains some list, and also our view, layout object. So this is our menu bar. However, also we have our property bar. This is also our property bar here. This is our property bar where we can change things, where we can move things, where we can and modify our objects in the design, where we can also change our units and all that, our yes, our landscape, yeah, the drawing paper just change. So here is all this blank space here now. We call them the um window now. This is our window space, or drawing window rather, while this is our page. This is our drawing page. So whatever we put on here is come out as print, or that whenever we export we come out as something that will be revealing for whatever thing we put here is what we will have. So now this is our drawing page, and we also have the colors palette bar. So this is our color palette section. So here contains our color layout. So I have mine put together so that I have them all together whenever I'm either working for design, for print, or for social media or digital media. So what all this does. So this is my CMYK here, and also this is the RGB format here. So guys, would also our toolbox here. These are called toolbox from Pic2 to our interactive fill tool. Also, they contain some other tools. They contain some other tools inside. Um, inside this one to also shadow and all that. This is our text tool where we use to type, and this is our shape tool where we can also grab a lot of shape or make some shape. This is also our shape also for circle. This is our box shape, draw boxes, and this is also some other cool artistic media. Not even all the tools I even use myself. It's not compulsory really you master everything, but if you can shape we want them to be, if we want to modify them, we can use that to shape. So, and also we have our move tool or pick tool. So this is what we use to pick our tools around. I can just draw a box here now and press P will enter into we are on our pick tool. So pick tool, what it does is you click, and you can use it to move things around. So you can use it to move things around. You can also use it to create a rotation. So our pick tool is a very important tool that we use in design. Without pick tool, then there is no design, there is no movement in our design. So we use pick tool to move all things, to drag things, to pick something. Even if it's text, it's still the same pick tool we will use to pick it and drop it. If we want to apply color also, is the same pick tool that we will use to apply our color all together. So guys, before we go far in today's course, let me just quickly use this medium to revise our assignment being given. So I just go back to my window or welcome screen now. So, and I'm clicking on my recent projects, just I explained earlier. So here we can get to see our recent projects, and once you click, it's going to take you to your recent project here. So now I want to go to our, so yeah, I am so impressed by all your answers so far. So I'll make this very short, as simple as it is, and also we'll also be seeing how we are our tools to create this kind of design here. So at first, you see, I mentioned our tool, so we are going to be using the same picture to highlight or to click on each document. So as we can see, everyone has explained in details and made a important and credible analysis for the overall design, and then analyzing the use of elements and principles in the design. You guys are really impressive and fantastic. I really like you guys so much, and this shows that we are all following the course. So right now, Here we have our new, which is our serve as a placement inside this shape that we just made. So this shape also was used with our polygon tool here. You see, it's still the same polygon tool and it's still with the same tool. This pick tool that I used to grab it, it's used to create that, and then we applied our color feel to it and all that. Then I do a little bit of effect here. We use this also to create an effect. This is my interactive fill tool. Now interactive fill tool is used to create two colors together to join two matching color. It's a beautiful blend. So I use that. Instead I applied white. It automatically it applies white once you pick your gradient, or in interactive fill tool gives you fill color, which you can put in different color. You can as well just add another color in the middle, see, just like that. And I'm still following my color um palette, my color family, so that everything still looks great together. We can use that to put in color, to match color and all that. So we are able to create a contrasting element here to depict a new product, to to depict its own separate room for the overall composition, for the overall design. So we use this also new to create a country's composition. Also, we talk about line element. Line was also used as a separation, see, as a divider to divide our body copy, and to also the eyes of the readers to the available in store, so that when they are reading this, they will know that this is actually different from the available in store. So in this case, line was used to create a separation to also guide readers eyes, towards reading this first, or jumping to this, or jumping to this, or reading this, whichever way they want to read. And it is guide them also. And you see it also comes in faded light pink, which we use for the circle, circular shape here, which is also in line format. It could have been the same shape and feel just like this, but I do not want to create unnecessary contrast in that also, just to create a simple color in form of line um circular shape. So just to make things look tidy and look um neat and brilliant. So that's that. We also be able to use our rectangular shape here. So this is our box shape. We can use it to create different box size. We can also use it to create um a rectangle just by dragging. We can drag and all that. We can drag it and then apply our color. Still, we are now back on the pick tool. Automatically the pick tool goes back to the default, so we can use it to now pick and then apply color to that. So box tool was used, and then we hit of transparent to the box tool, so that the reason we added the box tool is to create a room for the text, body copy text, and also to make sure that it's still a little bit, clearer and visually appealing, and that it doesn't blend a lot ground um, color shape that we did, so that we maintain a level of clarity in that aspect. So our transparency tool was used in this process. So I use this transparency tool to give it a little bit of transparency. If I reduce it now, you see now that it's going to even come out whiter. So we use transparency tool to create a cool effect in our design. I can press Ctrl Z. Our Ctrl Z is undo, to undo whatever things we have made. So now all that being said, and we now go straight to our shape. Also, this is another, this is one shape, this is another shape in form of line, and in form of circle, in form of line circle, and we also have shape on ground design. This is also a shape, a circular shape that we use. This is also a circular shape that we use. We use it to create a cool effect, and by creating this same cool effect, we also use our blend transparency tool. So transparency tool can be used in two different, most importantly, two different way. We can use it to create a transparent background, transparent shape, so that whatever is on the background will be reflecting on it. And also, we can also use it to blend our stuff together, to blend it, or to create a really cool effect of blending, so that whenever we are doing something, we can blend them together. I can also say, let me use this for an example. So we can actually use this also to blend. It's still the same transparency tool that we use to blend things or blend images together with background, so that they look cool. So it's the transparency tool that we use in that. As back to what we were saying, so this other circular shape was used in three ways. So I use it to form a repetition. Now repetition is also the principle of design. So it's used as a repetition. So, and also a repetition to create a particular um effect or pattern or style, or something that gives distance to our perfume, something that gives a stick look and feel to the overall design, as if this perfume is in a distant distant position, so that it gives us the level of distance and perspective in art. So it comes out bold and all that. So that is why all that is being done. So we are able to make use of our shape to form cool effects for the background. Also have line here too, to create a really cool effect. So the line was used to create a texture effect or pattern effect. See, it's actually used to create a pattern. Then from pattern, we turned it into a texture, into texture, just for to of the as elements of design now. So we use it to create a texture, and we also make use of our transparency too, so that it is not too revealing, it is not too much. You see, if it's too much now, see what it does to design. It has correct the feel of what we are trying to pass. So I'll press my Control Z back. So it's that little feel that we want the surface of the design to be. So, and also we talk about still the overall design as a space and all that. So making all the text and the objects to feel um to breathe and cool and decent and clear. So space gives us clarity. Space also gives us guidance. Space also communicates beauty in design. If all design or all the text are too big and all that, you see, is going to disrupt the overall uniqueness of the design. So that's why space is very important when you are designing. But that doesn't say that you should not make your things readable, but make them to be full and moderate enough, so that you have ample of white spaces. So white spaces is to illustrate space. So we don't actually, you can have the whole document in full color and all that, but make sure you have space. So the same space is also what we term as white space, not necessarily the white color. It can come in white color also, and it can also come in other color as well. So it gives us space for all the elements to breathe together. For typography, so the choice of typography I used was uh, Voga, Voga typography, Voga font. So Voga font was used as a choice of typography to further communicate beauty to communicate luxury, as what we are selling is a luxury product. So when you are choosing your typography, you want to know um, what you are communicating for, the what you want your design to evoke. You understand what you want, how you want people to feel for your design, so that this kind of typography um, communicate communicate luxury. Sorry, communicate luxury, communicate beauty, communicate perfume, communicate femininity, communicate, a whole lot, communicate magazine feel, kind of. So, and we also have our beauty in other typography formats. So here we have the sans serif font. Actually, this is a sans serif font, the serif font. So in our class resources, I sent some other documents for you guys to read on typography. There is also a video guide that talks about typography. So I want everyone to go back and watch clearly what typography is, and the type of typography we have, which we have our sans serif, serif, and script, and other decorative fonts. So every other font are either in are either in all the four categories that we have. So we have, this is our serif font. So how do we know serif font? Serif, their edges, like curve edges and all that, different from the sans serif fonts, which are the the usual fonts that do not have their edges curved. Just like this also, this is also a serif font rather. This is also a serif font, while the body copy we use here is a sans serif Poppins, or yes, this is a Poppins font. So guys, so that is the choice of our typography. And we talk about alignment. So we see the beauty aligns perfectly at center with the perfume, and to the perfume, and also aligning to our overall body text that talks about the product and also the availability in the market. So they are there, and with our premium quality luxury also aligning to available in store, making things to look cool and beautiful. So guys, you see my pick two is still the same pick two that I am on. So we also talk about contrast here. If I had given my perfume to be the same color with this, you see, I have not actually achieved a good level of contrast, but still yet it's still a contrast though, but not the actual contrast, because this has just communicates emphasis, which is also a principle of graphic design. So this is an emphasis. So I want to give emphasis and contrast to the heading, which is the perfume. So we have the contrast and the emphasis on the perfume, so that it tell people or the reader the design is talking about the communication pattern of design. So we also have our beauty as just a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller than the perfume, than the rest of the text in the design. So also we talked about what else I think we are able to cover all that, and we just go to also the body clear milk, just as explained earlier. So here our alignment, but alignment being to the left side. If I are choosing the center, this is what it would have done. So we pick the alignment to be left side here, so that it goes well with our image placement here, and also smoothing your skin. We also apply line as a contrast in color to the color of the body clear milk, so that we have the same blending, the same relationship with each other. And we also have our smoothing your skin. So smoothing your skin stand in a in another um um size, so that to communicate emphasis. smoothing your skin to the readers or to the viewer of the design. And we also have a repetition here also, a cool shape, a cool shape of little circle. So we talked about our pick tool here. So here, this is where we pick our circle from. So we pick our circle and we give it a color, and we remove our outline here. So now I can design to give this a few color, or I can decide to make it just a outline color. See, so we want to just make a line out of it. So that is what all that's done. So don't worry, we'll be getting closer to everything. I don't just want to bore us so that start getting confused of things, because if we are not patient enough, it is a huge course, and it really it matters for us to take them easy, and as simple as possible, so that we don't get things, make use of our box here too, to form a rectangle. So we use it to form a rectangle instead of giving it also a fill color. A fill color, this is what fill color does. Why this is what outline color is. This is set as outline. So if you want to set an outline with our our left click, left click does the fill color, while the right click in your mouse, if you click on your mouse, you click using your right to get that, this is what you're gonna get set outline color. So we are going to set an outline color for that. So, and if it's still the same color fill, you can still also choose your color fill. And if it's still, you want to make sure you want to have a blended color or have some other cool color to be done, we use our gradient fill. And this is also what our eyedropper fills does. So if I have another circle or another shape, and I want to get this precise color to this, so we can actually use our fill color, sorry, dropper color, but here we'll be making use of our attribute color eyedropper. So once I drop it, it's going to give us the actual thing that is here to the other shape. But if I had just using the normal eye color dropper, it will only sample part of the color that we click on, and it will drop it here. You see the difference now. This one gives us the plain color, just over thing that we click in the box. But if we want the same color fill to have this thing, then we are going to make sure we click our attributes or color eyedropper. Just click on anywhere on the document, and it's going to give you the exact precise color fill that you need. And also, we also have another way of doing that, and choose to remove color. And if I want to remove color from my shape, what I do is, I'm still on my click tool, or goes to your click tool, you can press control and space. So to switch between control, you hold your control and you press your space bar to switch between your tool, the previous tool you are using, to your pick tool. Pick tool will always be the default, because they know you want to pick something. So I can decide to just go back and click my, this actually is empty my color. I do not want to have any color in this shape again. If I click it, going to remove the color, and it will turn the um, shape transparent, return it to a line shape, shape without a color, just with a uh, outline. And I can also remove the outline. You see, I've removed the outline, but yet again, nobody will know that there is something there. We have removed the outline also. So that's what all that's done. That's what that does. So let me just delete all this back, that we do not get lost our explanation. So guys, as you can see, the same color was also used as a contrast element to our milk so that we have the same relationship for the overall feel of our design. And also we apply a little bit of textured background here. This one is actually a background, but we use it as a texture, just a little bit of texture feel that communicates creamy, that communicates something flowing, something that is golden, something that is beautiful, something that is flowing, something that is creamy. So we use that to communicate, and it reflects a little bit our design. So also, sorry, another important element you must put in place is how do you place your images in your document. So there are several ways we place images in document. It can be a bold, this one now is an advertisement. So an advertisement is about communicating with our images because it's images that wants to show to our customer or to our audience. So the placement of images is also an important thing, technique that you must understand and you learn, along the way. So you develop your eye for the catchy images and actual images and images that speak and the right placement for such images. If I have my images like this, see, like this, if I have had it like this, you can see the difference it make. It's still bold though, but I want the girl face to show a little, just to show a little so that there will be a relationship to the skin that the girl is actually touching, is putting off the cream to her skin, and this is the eyes showing. So image placement is very, very important in design. Also on the um perfume too, the way the image is being placed makes it look good and balanced. So guys, I hope I've been able to explain the principles and elements of the design. And also this we said was that what are the type of graphic designer that we have in the use of element and principles of design. So in our explanation, in our previous video, I said we have the designers that are not aware, they are not aware of the principles and elements of design, but they are able to design either with some training they've had, mentor or in a business environment, but they are still trying their best to make sure they keep things right, even though if they are not even right, they just still feel that they still design and that they can use. This is a no-no, but I wouldn't say because they are not aware. And also we have another particular or category of designers that they are aware of the existence of elements and principles of design, but they don't just take cognizance of them whenever they are designing. So they just put things anyhow they feel like. They can decide to shift this like this. They can decide to have things in the proper improper placement and all those stuff. So they do not care rule or the existence of design principles and elements. Why we also have another category of designer, which are the professional of the professional in design industry. So they take cognizance the principles and then elements of design to make their design look beautiful, look neat, look clean, and attains a pretty 80% or 90% level of artistic use of elements and design principles. So guys, I hope you are able to grab a lot on this, as this will also help you guys to meditate to start seeing design as a professional. Even as you are not designing yet, you start seeing yourself as a designer because you are now able to reinforce your creativity. You are able to now analyze design principles, and whenever you are going out, you see a great billboard, and you want to quickly analyze it because you have learned this skill. you know learning something and practicalizing thing, then they are different. Some people can practicalize them but do not know the theory. So now you now know the theory and the practical aspect of elements and principles of design. So guys, we've been able to some of the um toolbox here. We've been able to see our menu bar here and our property bar and our color palette, which are the most important, and also our drawing page where all our design that we do or that we want to print actually shows here. So whatever things we do shows here, and be always aware that whenever you design, or even though you're not designing, anything can happen at the moment. You understand? We can have the unexpected things shows up. And what are the unexpected things? Is that always make sure you save your document even before you start working on it 5 minutes ago or something. You make sure you save your document, because this can save you a lot of effort you have put into your design. Even if it's typing, it can save you a lot of effort. Such also is important in graphic design. So you have to make sure you save your work before you even continue. And as you continue, you keep pressing your control save. You come to your file menu bar here and you click your save. You see I've made a lot of adjustments, so the thing I've now is now visible for me to either save it or not. So I can decide not to save it, and it will now revert back to the original state the design was. So guys, I hope you all have been able to enjoy this class and you now understand fully. So in our next class we will Photoshop, and as times goes on, we'll be designing together. We will be practicalizing more of all these tools, and we will be also making use of some other cool elements and some other um, menu bar that we mentioned, and we are going to be also touching our property bar and to our colors palette bar. So I want to take things as simple so that we don't get bored and confused, because if you are not taking it easy, you're gonna get confused. And once you're confused, you want to now start developing the idea that what if I can't do it? But let me tell you, you can do anything that you set your mind to do. So guys, I hope you've been able to enjoy today's class. I will also send some other video guides to the class resources. So guys, love you. See you guys in